We are finally here after probably a year since we have been blessed with our first little baby boy. I've been very busy, but I am finally back doing a ride alone video. I'm going to be driving DoorDash and Grubhub, so it's pretty slow today. So what are you supposed to do in the summertime? We talk a lot about staying by those power strips or areas with a lot of restaurants. And here in Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania, there's a lot of colleges and universities, and it's summertime and all the kids are home. So what do you do when the demand is slow? We're going to tell you exactly what to do. Welcome to the channel. My name is Matt. I am Mike's twin brother on his channel, Your Driver Mike. And as you can see in the back seat, the past 12 months have been a whirlwind, and it's been amazing and challenging and so many other things. But I'm finally back on the road for a few hours in Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania. Check out this first order that I took, and I'll tell you exactly why I took it. So look at this first order from Burger's Bagels. I'm gonna go ahead and pick up this order. Again, I'm driving DoorDash and Grubhub. Now, typically you wanna look at a dollars per mile of $1.75 to $2. So this one, based on the miles driven, is kind of low, but when it's a slow shift like this, we'll see where we end up, because you can string a few of these together per hour and make a really good pay per hour. So what are some things you can do if it is really slow? Well, one thing you don't want to do is drive really fast and think you're going to make up some time and get extra orders per hour and make more money. That's simply not going to happen. Another thing you don't want to do is drive multiple apps and take more than one order at the same time. So accepting an order on Uber Eats and DoorDash at the same time and trying to simultaneously drive both. Do not do that. You will risk getting deactivated by either one or both apps, because remember, the customer and the app is tracking you through GPS, and the customer will see, hey, you're not heading towards my home, you're heading somewhere else. So don't try to do that, but here's what you can do. So on days like this, when it's kind of slow, if you're doing well in one area, feel comfortable staying there and pay attention to some of your extra driving. Now, of course, if the ride ends you in a suburb and you're far away from a lot of restaurants, probably a good idea to get back where all the action is. So for right now, I'm in this area that has a lot of restaurants. You can see people walking around, and I just picked up my DoorDash order. So what I'd like to do is stay in this area or this power strip, so I'm not wasting gas and time and of course money driving around. And I'm going to get more orders staying in these high demand areas. So if it is slow, don't waste time and money driving around, especially with how gas prices are. Try to find that perfect spot. Now, if you're in a good area and you got a few orders, try if you can to stay there. So that last shift was about an hour on Saturday, and now it is Sunday. I am still driving mostly DoorDash and Grubhub on this shift. I'm multi-apping, so driving more than one app at the same time and only choosing the one order that is best for me. So here's a tip to make more on your shifts. Now, that last shift on Saturday was a little bit slow, but right now at the time of making this video, it is mid-July. It is super hot. So if you can dress for the weather and you're okay with it being so hot, think about it. It's just the opposite in the winter. When it's extreme temperatures, one way or the other, there are just fewer drivers out there. And I just had enough time to pull over now after completing a stacked order on DoorDash. So I was driving and I got an extra order. So just keep that in mind. It is about 91 degrees outside. Don't get me wrong. If you're out driving, stay hydrated. If it's cold in your area in the winter times, make sure you dress appropriately to stay warm. But right now it's the middle of summer. So I'm going to take advantage of it, see how busy it possibly gets, and at the end of the video we're going to tally up exactly how much we made so you can figure out how much you can make on a shift like this. Well, after that stacked order, I really thought that my shift was going to be a little busier than it has been. Now you can see behind me, I'm by all these restaurants, but here's an order I got from Wendy's. Now, I'm not going to take this order. Typically, I've had a bad experience at Wendy's, and the dollar per mile for the distance driven isn't very strong. But I did get this order from McDonald's, but I'm also going to pass on this one as well because of the distance. But I am now getting orders, so let me go ahead and check those. Another Wendy's order. Now, I'm going to go ahead and pass on this one. Now, certain restaurants, this is why it's really important to know your area. Some restaurants have it more together than others, and if you have a string of bad experiences and long wait times at a particular restaurant, then use your best judgment if you want to accept the order or not. Basically, I use that judgment to decide, well, am I going to go here if it's an in-between order? So if the dollars per mile aren't very strong, you can rely on your experience with that restaurant. If it's bad and then the order is already small, I'm likely gonna pass. So something we have talked about on this channel is if it is slow, you wanna be a little less picky, because now I'm getting this order from Giant Eagle and it's a shop and deliver order. Now, typically I don't like to accept these orders, so I had to decline again, but now we're going on over 5 minutes and I still haven't found an order. So again, I'm by this power strip back here, a lot of restaurants. Let's hang tight and see what comes in. So I finally got a good order. Now I did get this stacked order. I would typically take this order if I had a little more time, but my schedule isn't as wide open today. But I found this really good order from Eon Grill, so I'm gonna go ahead and pick this order up and then talk about it later on. So this one is a really good order because the dollars per mile is really strong. So I'm gonna go ahead and pick this one up, but also it ends me right where I wanna be. It's a little closer to home versus that last stacked order. And again, this is completely up to you. But what you wanna do if I were to keep driving is you wanna be ending your trips around restaurants if you can. So this one actually for that reason is even better than the stacked order. So let's go ahead and pick this one up. We are back here at the home office and we're gonna go over all of the numbers. So what did I make on this shift? Let's get right into it. So I drove 2 different segments, one on that Saturday from 1 p.m. to 2 p.m. and on Sunday from 12:30 p.m. to 2 p.m. I made a total in those hours of $46.88. Driving 2.5 hours, that comes to a total of $18.75 pay per hour. I completed 5 deliveries and made $23.63 in total tips, averaging $4.72 pay per tip. I drove a total of 17 miles, which comes to a fairly strong $2.75 pay per mile. And based on a tax per mile deduction of 62 cents, I made a total tax deduction of $10.62. So all in all, around $18 on this summertime shift. Now, of course, there could be a higher dollar per hour earnings if you drive maybe towards the dinner time or at another time of day. Now, I drove during the lunch rush, but again, this shift was a little different in that it was so hot outside. I still think less customers were using food delivery because some people like to be out and about when it's really nice out. That will affect your demand. And also, I wasn't driving Uber Eats on this shift particularly. I just resubmit my insurance and get approved once again to be active on there. So that is pending their review. Probably get active in about a day or so. But this shift, not too bad, and there were some tips in there that I really want you to pay attention to. So again, this is Matt. I am Mike's twin brother on his channel, Your Driver Mike. I really look forward to doing more driving videos, more ride-along videos. So if you're curious, how much can you make, and maybe are we gonna make more money on the next shift? Make sure to subscribe to get all of the latest. So as always, if you do like this video, make sure to drop a like, and you can actually click or tap the screen here for more videos recommended to you from YouTube, and we will see you in the next one.